Good morning, I'm Peter DeWeaver, I'm the MC for the FMP Brekkie series this year, and we've just gone around asking people what has brought them here to the Monterey School.
Oh, well, it's a futurist workshop this morning, so anyone who can give me the heads up about what's happening tomorrow, I'm all ears.
I've just moved to the area, into the Mornington Peninsula, and I'm trying to keep a business focus going.
Business partner has gone to a few of these breakfasts before and said they're well worth the effort, so we're here to have a look and just see how it all works.
To see a very interesting speaker and do some networking.
I was really interested to hear the futurist.
1 in 4 Australians are Victorians, and 1 in 20 Victorians lives right here on the Mornington Peninsula or in the greater Frankston area. So it's an area where there's not only great growth, but many of the trends that we see nationally, you see accelerated right here in this particular region. That's what I've been asked to talk about. Now, everyone gets impacted by change, but as leaders, as people who want to make a difference, we also not just get impacted by the change, but we try to understand the change and shape those trends. Not only new technologies that we carry in our pockets that we didn't have just a few years ago, but we've got even new words that we use, or at least transformed words that gives an insight into how times are changing. A few years ago when we were talking about clouds, we meant those things in the sky, and now of course the cloud is where we store our stuff. Social networking, social media, communication platforms have transformed our life in half a decade. The speed of the change has been phenomenal. Australia is adding more than 1 million people every 3 years. Our demographic growth has never been greater from a numerical sense. We're growing at 1.6% per annum, which means we're the fastest growing nation in the developed world. And the state growing faster than that average. 1 of 3 states growing faster than the national average is Victoria. The world moved on, and by the time we got to 2012, the meme of the year, you'll remember, was Gangnam Style. I mean, have a look at the data on that. More than 2 billion views in a world of 7 billion people. Almost 1 in 3 people on the face of the planet has watched that South Korean pop star with his video on YouTube. That's the global reach and influence and viral nature of these memes today. 2013 saw the Harlem Shake, and people take that and do it in their own way and post it online. The meme of last year was the Ice Bucket Challenge, raising funds for a charity in the US, gone global. That's the influence of our world today. That's the global connectivity. That's the global influences that we see. I'm not sure how beneficial the world of glass is, but nonetheless, it's transforming things. So if we want to communicate in this world of glass, we've got to think image and video and visual. Have you noticed that these devices with 1 million possible apps only have one button? They keep things pretty simple, and they don't have any words written on them. If you want to find the play button, you don't look for the P-L-A-Y, you look for the triangle. And when they invent new technologies, they invent new symbols to go with it. Symbols that don't require words, symbols that cut across cultural barriers and language levels and generations and countries. It's a global world of technology these days. Around US waterways for some time, which used to be relevant. It was a sign about, if you see someone drowning, and that's supposed to be a stick figure of someone drowning. Help, help. They got their arms raised in the waves. But that's not how we see it these days. The world has moved on. That's lol. And I want to close with a few key final words. We're post-linear. Through this screen transformation in this 21st century, people don't think in linear or sequential or structural forms anymore. The structures have been thrown out the window. Technology is often called a disruptor because it disrupts the ordinary patterns or pathways. Classrooms used to be very structured. We all faced the front to get the learning. Now, of course, classrooms look a lot more like that because the learning takes place through interacting with each other, through grabbing the technology. The teacher has become a facilitator of learning, not the deliverer of the content.